is time to finish the beautiful mess that we have made. Hi, I'm your host, the Prince of Play Solon, and I've got for you one last list of the greatest video games of 2017. And where else to start but with the greatest video game of 2017. I couldn't help but make a cover of Die Anywhere Else because I wanted to scream, "I just wanna die anywhere else," in my room a bunch of times, and then later hear myself screaming, "I just wanna die anywhere else." I've never done that for a video game before. I haven't gone out of my way to make a bunch of my own art because I was inspired by the game. Making that cover song meant that I got to work with my brother, which I haven't been able to do since he moved to California to pursue his dreams in sound and music production years ago. So when we combined his pop with the grungier rock tones, it kind of became this really dreamy sound, and I haven't heard of a dreamy sound like that before, but I think that's what happens when you combine, like, his California composer and my dumb anarcho YouTuber weirdness and this Rust Belt indie video game together. It's a lot of disparate things inside of one big pot, and then they just stew together. Night in the Woods is fine with stewing. All of the characters just mixing in a pot together, waiting for something to happen that might not ever happen. What are we all waiting for? I don't know. I don't think that's nearly as important as who we are waiting for nothing to happen with. Night in the Woods hits a beat that's very present, modern, and hip. Very Samuel Beckett. But it also would be nothing without its adherence to the past and the future. That's the main theme of all of our games on this list: history. And this game's history is more rich than any other game that came out this year. There are generations worth of layers that are peeled back behind each and every character, including the main character of Night in the Woods, which is the town itself. While May is an amazing avatar for myself to use, what we're really doing is moving all of the characters inside the town towards trying to understand the history of Possum Springs, so that we can save it from its own horrible, dark future. And what does that mean? May returning home to Possum Springs conversely means the town begins to return to May. And when that happens, it transforms May in every way. She becomes extremely sick, seemingly from the spirit of Possum Springs being inside of her. And finally, when she brings light to the darknesses underneath the city, Possum Spring leaves her again, free to do whatever she needs. And it's a beautiful story, told in only a way video games can. It's an experience that has stuck with me all year, and it's going to stick with me for a long time. Well, Miku, I made it, despite your directions. Ah, Superintendent Solon, welcome. I hope you're prepared for an unforgettable rhythm game. Oh, we gods! My rhythm game is ruined!
But what if
I were to port an old arcade game and disguise it as my own new game? Delightfully devilish, Miku. So let me give you some background. Project Diva Future Tone is kind of a little bit of a wild garbage fire. It's a port of, like, the most abysmal arcade rhythm game I've ever played, which came out well before the amazing, perfect Project Diva F series. This game is not Project Diva F. It wasn't designed to be played with a controller. In order to actually play the game on its hardest difficulties, I have to reprogram the controller to hit buttons for me. The note charts commonly throw notes all over the screen, and the notes are loosely connected to the song that's being played. None of this was, like, a problem for the Project Diva series until now, so we retrograded. This is the epitome of being alive in 2017. Things could easily be much better. We've seen it, we've lived it, and we have to suffer because a corporation is lazy and has a cheap cash-in. And the wildest thing is that, just like living in 2017, the suffering isn't that bad. I can live through the poorly constructed charts and the suddenly whack scoring system and sloppily implemented macro system because there's a lot of cool songs that I'd never heard before. Some of these are really great. Out of 220 songs, I favorited 120 of them. And I was trying to be picky, so I could go back and play some of these old Project Diva games that I love forever, but then I wouldn't have access to all the new songs I like, so I don't know. Where do we land on this? Hatsune Miku, Project Diva Future Tone, is the greatest compromise of 2017. Also, because of this game, I've learned so many new ways to push your thumbs into a PS4 controller. Actually, why don't I just let the game speak for itself? Here's a metaphor for Project Diva Future Tone. It's kinda like the panicked calm that overwhelms an astronaut who realizes she'll never get to see her waifu, Sonic the Hedgehog, ever again. In memoriam, you space cowboy. Stargazer. What a good song. Finally, this is all I ever wanted. I just want a wrestling game where I can bang an infinite number of dolls and action figures together in a ring and put Hatsune Miku in a landmine deathmatch against Shaquille O'Neal. What more could we ask for? What more could there be in this world? I don't know where to go from here. If 2017 is the year that all these video games as services launched, then is this the last great year of gaming for like a decade or longer? I don't care. I can watch any Simpsons character vertical suplex each other for like 10 years. Here's a fun one, just join me for this. Why don't we watch what happens in a 6-man tag team match between Triple H, John Cena, and Brock Lesnar versus the Game Grumps. Why not?
We now return you to the broadcast already in progress. Danny Sexbang has been in the ring for 13 and a half minutes with John Cena. Meanwhile, his friends have been trying to get into this match, but are also kind of just messing around all the time. So while Danny Sexbang tries to carry his whole team against the likes of John Cena, Triple H, and Brock Lesnar, John Cena has now tagged in Brock Lesnar. And oh god, Danny, oh god, get out of there. Oh, He's fighting back. He's actually fighting back. They're slugging each other out. He's slapping him. He's taking these punches. A huge drop kick. Oh, clothesline in return for his troubles. Oh God, he's gonna break his arm. He's gonna break his arm. Please stop this. Oh, thank God. Ninja Brian in the corner has stopped the arm-breaking procedure that Brock Lesnar wanted to put onto Danny Sexbang. Danny Sexbang suplexing the suplex master. A fireman's carry takeover right in the middle of the ring, and that's got to be embarrassing for Brock Lesnar to be suplexed by this string bean of a man. Leg takedown. And he Irish whipped Brock Lesnar into his own corner, into a monkey flip, right onto that bat that is laying on the ground. Although he's keeping him in his own corner, that's not necessarily great strategy. He tries tying up those beef meats that Brock Lesnar calls legs over the rope, and it does not quite work. He has Brock Lesnar down. He has him on the ground. He's enziguried him. He kicked him right in the head, and Brock Lesnar got right back up. Okay. 1 German suplex. 2 German suplexes. Go behind. Back suplex. Oh, this is not a good place. This is not where you want to be. Oh no! Oh God! Oh God! He's gonna break his arm! He's gonna break his arm! And that's the match. You hate to see that happen. Damn you, Brock Lesnar. But what an effort put in by the Game Grump.
This is our final award, the greatest robot of 2017. This is the most coveted award I can give to anyone this year. So many games in 2017 competed as hard as they could to have the coolest robots, androids, gynoids, general beep boop and highfalutin characters they possibly could. Some games went so far to add the titty to make their good bots even better. I appreciate this. Star Wars Battlefront 2 deserves this honor above all others, because inside a cast of incredible characters going through tough times, the person who stayed level-headed and resolute through it all, the person we could lean on during hard times to make everything better and comfort our soul, was Iden Versio's seeker droid, Dio. ID-10, or Dio, was who we play as in the beginning of the game, and his fondness for zapping people unconscious was immediately palpable and endearing. Midway through the game, Dio was hit by an ion pulse, and I was devastated. But then he was saved by his mom Iden, and repaired by his dad Del, and given a new paint job. Dio taught Iden and Del how to be good parents before they had their daughter, and later Dio would become really affectionate toward Lando Calrissian's boyfriend Shriv Surigov, which annoyed Shriv. It's just really dang cute. It's all just really, really cute. This game is good. Battlefront 2 is a game with so many great characters, all having fun, living important lives together, and it was the only media in 2017 to feature Luke Skywalker not throwing a temper tantrum. With such enormous competition, it's just so cool. I'm glad that Dio is the best robot of 2017. And really, huge shout-outs to Walt D. Williams, because this one's for you.
It was a trap, but brought them on board anyway?
You're always telling me to take risks. Seemed like the most irresponsible thing I could do.
Thanks for always being the amazing writer that we don't deserve. Wait, what do you mean Lando and Shriv weren't dating? Lando and Shriv were totally a thing. Were you not paying attention?
Climb into this cockpit.
That's gonna be comfort. Hey, can you move? Your cape is in my way. I know. You have no sense of personal space.
But I have a great sense of style.
Wow, you made it all the way to the end of all of that. We made it. That was all of the video games of 2017. Okay, not really. There's a lot that's missing. There are a lot of games that I really wanted to add to the list had I even played them. Regardless of anything that I said during this video series, if the game was on this list, it's a game that I love and cherish and experiences that I will value beyond 2017. There's a bunch of games that didn't make the list, and it's not because I forgot them necessarily, but there's a lot of them, one person, and there's a lot of video games that came out in 2017. Can you imagine the absolute glut of video games that came out this year? Like, I didn't get to Tacoma, I didn't get to Danganronpa 3, or To the Moon came out on December, like right at the end. Why not? Why not another To the Moon? Doki Doki Literature Club, Gravity Rush 2 came out in January. I have no excuses for that, I guess. Evil Within 2 and Prey. I did like these open world games. I really wanted to get to the more System Shock 2-y kind of experience. Edith Finch. I didn't get to even touch that or see it. I don't even know what it is, but it, like, everyone got really excited about it, and I wanted to be excited by it too. 2018. This is about learning from our past so that we can create more beautiful things for the future, right? Thank you for joining us through all of this, and huge thank you to Patreon. If it wasn't for Patreon, if it wasn't for all the people who have supported me over this last year, whether they are continuing to do it or whether they did at any point this last year, I wouldn't even be able to be here right now making this if it wasn't for their support. I never ever get to say enough about how important it is, and so this is like my big, like, holy crap, you guys are amazing. Thank you so much. I love you guys. You guys are the life, the bread, the wine of my life. You make life wonderful for me, and I can never ever thank you guys enough for that. We've got more to come. There's a whole new year to come. So if you enjoyed this, if you enjoyed our breakdown of the games of 2017 and what they meant to me, I had a blast making this entire deconstruction video. It took like 3 months, but it was like so worth it. So worth it. It was so much fun. Every time I got to show a clip to someone, I was like, this is it. This is the one. I just want you to look at this one. They're like, wow, Solon, you made it. What is this? And I'm like, you'll see. You'll all see. It's been a blessing. It's been an honor. If you like what you saw, please give a like, give a subscribe. The best thing you can do is share it. If you share the video, I'll be able to see it and be like, thank you for sharing my video. I'm glad you liked it. And as all else, just thank you for being here. As always, I'm your Prince of Play, Solon. I love you very much, and I will see you next time. I'm out.